That's right, my friends, it's exactly what you saw in the thumbnail and the title of this video. We've got some fresh news about the 4th season of From. After 2 weeks without any news, no leaks at all, MGM has finally given us some hot news. A new character has joined the cast of From and will probably be a recurring character, at least in the 4th season. She might even be a romantic interest for Kenny and possibly the daughter of a character who has already appeared in the series. And I'm going to talk about all of this with you in today's video because, as you know, just this bit of news was enough for the forums and fans to start coming up with all sorts of theories about who this new character could be, the one who just joined the series From and will be recurring from now on, and where she might have come from. That's right, my friends, today is another day for us to talk about From, a day to discuss theories, but I ended up deciding to bring you this news that just came out about our favorite series. So, without further ado, let's talk about From one more time. So roll the intro. Hey guys, welcome to another video here on the channel. I'm Jeff, and that's right guys, that's exactly what you just saw. More news about From. As you know, I've been following the filming of the 4th season. A lot of news has been coming out, along with leaks for us to theorize about. I've already brought several leaks here, and this time it was actually MGM itself that ended up posting on its social media that actress Julia Doyle will be playing a new and recurring character. According to Deadline magazine, she'll probably be a character named Sophia, and she'll be the daughter of a pastor. At least that's how it was translated into our language, and as we know, fans waste no time and have already come up with several theories about who this character is and the many possibilities for what her story will be within the plot of From. And I'm gonna share some of them with you in this video because, as you know, I love talking about the series. So let's get to the first theory, because one of the theories that came up actually undermines the climax of the theory I made at the beginning of last month about Kenny dying right at the start of the season. If you remember, at the beginning of last month, when filming for the 4th season began, the actor who plays Kenny posted a message on his Instagram stories where he wrote the following phrase, "I can't believe it, how could they do this to Kenny?" Which made it seem like maybe something else bad had just happened to Kenny's character in the series, because as we already know, we've seen since season 1 that Kenny has suffered, losing his father, his mother, and also his love interest, Christy, and we ended up seeing him become lonely and without anyone during the 3rd season. And since this had already become a rule, we ended up theorizing here that maybe Kenny would be killed off at the start of the 4th season. However, expectations became really high for another theory, which is probably that this new character who will be joining the series named Sophia will become a romantic interest for Kenny at some point in the storyline. That's right, my friends, fans are theorizing that maybe this character who will suddenly show up will be a romantic interest for Kenny. I don't know if that's really going to happen, but from what was shown in the character's promotional video, we see Kenny and her together in the hospital, probably filming some kind of scene, and this might line up with one of the leaks we talked about earlier this year, which mentioned, remember that leaked script for the 4th season I told you about? The one that supposedly covered episodes 1 through 5? One of those episodes talked about the possibility of a bus arriving in town with new people. And what if that scene they're filming at the hospital is actually right after the arrival of that bus in the town of From? Because, as you know, the last time a bus arrived in town, several characters ended up dying. And if, in the midst of all that carnage, which we know always happens when new characters show up, they managed to rescue someone and took them to the hospital. And at that moment, Kenny and this character end up meeting each other, getting to know one another, and that's probably when their first contact happens, just as fans have theorized. But that's not the only theory they're talking about, okay? Because there's another theory out there about this actress, right? This character named Sophia. As we've already seen in Deadline magazine, she will be a character who is the daughter of a pastor or priest. I don't know how it will be in the series, but it's said that she will be the daughter of a priest or a pastor, and she'll be someone defenseless needing to be protected by someone. And what if there's a possibility that this character is actually the daughter of that religious character we saw back in episode 1 of the 3rd season, the one who spoke to Tabitha as if he knew something about her life? Remember back in episode 1 when Tabitha ends up escaping from the hospital and then she goes to some kind of church and confesses to that religious person, and right after that she runs away, and after that we never got any more information about who he was? Well, my friends, what if there's a possibility that this pastor, yes, the pastor who's going to be the father of this character named Sophia, is actually the same guy we saw back in episode 1? If this really ends up happening, it will be quite a plot twist for the story, because we'll probably see that priest arriving in town with her and meeting Tabitha, and then all that explanation will start. Kenny and the other characters explaining things to everyone who arrives there, and they'll have to sort everything out before nightfall, or else the monsters will attack everyone, as always happens. What people were bringing up in the forums is that there's a small possibility that this character is a time traveler or someone that Julie ended up meeting at some point during her journey in the 4th season. I'm not sure if that really makes sense, but judging by her clothes, her outfit in the photo, there probably is a small possibility that she could be someone from the past who ended up meeting someone. Or let's theorize a bit further. Is there a possibility that she could be Eloise? I've already emphasized several times here on the channel that Eloise might not be dead, because Victor's conversation with Harry back in episode 8 of the 3rd season leaves open the possibility that Eloise may or may not actually be dead, since Victor himself said that on the day he found his mother's body, he didn't actually find Eloise's body. There were only some remains of a dead child there. So everything ended up leading us to believe that Eloise could very well be alive, but is it really possible that she is Eloise? This new character named Sophia? Well, my friends, I don't know if we're just going crazy from Missing the Crown series or if these theories actually make sense, but I do know one thing. A new recurring character in the series is going to have a big impact on the story, and I really want to know what her role will be. Could she be a new character who ends up helping? Or maybe she's a villain who's infiltrated to really mess with Kenny's mind and other characters' minds in this 4th season? That I don't know, but one thing I do know. The 4th season is definitely going to be one of the best so far. Because if it depends on the writers, from now on, the series is going to move at a frantic pace and we'll get a lot of answers. And that's exactly what I expect from The Crown in this 4th season. And I want to hear from you. What did you think about this news regarding the new character who's going to arrive in town and might even become a love interest for Kenny? Could she be the daughter of that priest who showed up at the beginning of the 3rd season? Or is there a slight chance that she's a time traveler or even Eloise herself? I want to know what you think, so comment down below because I'll be replying to everyone. And if you enjoyed this video, I ask you to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to turn on notifications because that really helps the channel grow and also motivates me to bring more videos like this for you. And I hope to see you in the next video. Thank you so very much for everything. I want to extend a truly enormous and heartfelt hug to you all. It has been an absolute pleasure, and I am genuinely looking forward to our next encounter. Until then, take care and goodbye.